diabetes, I beg. If I eat better pounded yam now, and oh, okay, but I can move about. So we need to check our numbers. We talked about bad cholesterol that is associated with meat. Then smoking. Some of us are not smoking now, but once upon a time we smoked. How many packs were you smoking? The body does not forget. I said, how many packs? Eh? So, yes, things just begin to, the body does not forget. You understand? Recently, I got a news, one of my teachers, one of my very good teachers that taught me morbid anatomy. When the man dissects dead body, he will love to dissect dead bodies. And when we were in school, the guy liked smoking. And then we're told, my class group, WhatsApp group, that the man is, yes, a very senior professor in medicine. But as a young man, a guy, so at the time he gave his life and, So, the body does not forget, except the body will only forget when God intervenes, when the mercy begins to speak. Yes, all things have passed away. It's good that all things have passed away. So don't do those things that will renew those old things anymore. Whether someone is smoking or you are sitting near somebody that is smoking, you are at the same risk. Another factor is diabetes. Monitor your blood. Again, these are linked to families. You may not have done anything wrong, but because you are from a family where your mother, either your mother or your father have that, you also stand a risk. Many of us have that risk. Not because we committed any offense, but because genetically we are related. What factors can be changed? We said overweight. Those factors that can change. Overweight, please, next slide. Overweight and obesity. Some of us will think, no, I'm not overweight. I'm not obese. We will soon know. High-fat diet. We've talked about high-fat diet. By the way, that small chops was high. The fat content was high. So, physical inactivity, especially those of us who are chief executive. You are working, but you are not active. You can be with the computer, you are in the AC office, from your AC office to your AC car to your AC house. No physical, you are having online meeting with people from all nations, no physical activity. So the risk is also there. Excess alcohol use. I usually don't like to put excess because nobody put the limit. Some people say it's only one bottle. One bottle is as destructive as 10 bottles. High salt and high Maggi use. Can you put the next slide? The young man that is measuring his blood pressure. So blood pressure is not only for old people. We see small children, teenagers with high blood pressure, with heart disease. So we also encourage them to check their blood pressure. See teenagers, what we call juvenile diabetes, young boys. Some as young as 8 years, 9 years with diabetes. Their own is usually the juvenile type, so we respond to insulin. But the one adults have is called maturity onset, or type 2. So our diet is something we can change. Exercise is something we can do. Monitoring our salt and Maggi is also very important. Next slide. Next slide, please. So you can see, this is a middle-aged man. By the way, when we say middle age in medicine, using WHO classification, a young person is any person 44 years and below. From 45 to 64 years, you are middle age by WHO classification. From 65 years and above, you are aged or the elderly. Even if you are still wearing jeans and jumping up and down, and you are 65, you are the aged, or you are the elderly. Yes, so you can see he's checking his numbers, he's checking his blood pressure. So if there are issues, he's able to contact his doctor without just staying at home. While at the same time working on his laptop, he's having some things that he's doing on his laptop. He's not just resting himself. Next slide. This one couldn't do it at home. He had to come to the hospital. So the doctor is also checking. Usually I say once you have done it, I also confirm with your doctor. Next slide. What can you say about this one? He's enjoying. Consuming some very bad cholesterol. Can we see what he's doing? And this person is already obese, overweight and obese. All he thinks his life is enjoyment. With some fried chicken and this thing, and then you might bring it down with one bottle of Odeku and say, today has been wonderful. It's been no, this is a next slide. Life is good. Now let's look at classification. How do we know whether we are overweight or obese? What we use in measuring is called the body mass index, which is weight in kilogram and height in meter squared. So if you know your weight, you cannot do the calculation quickly. If you have an estimate of your weight and your height. So your weight in kilogram, then whatever your height is, square it, then divide. Can you tell me, can somebody do his or her own quickly and give me the numbers? Then we can classify. Calculate now. 6.2. 6.2 what? No, your weight is what? 95 kg. Your height is what? 6.2 feet. That's not SI unit now. SI unit, change to SI unit. 1.1 in meter squared. Meters, that's one. You should be up to 1.7. Okay, 1.6 square, 1.7 squared is what? 1.7 squared is what? Is what? So 2.895 divided by 2.89. Huh? 32.8. Huh? 32.8. So, Bradike, so your BMI is 32.8. 22.8. Let's 32.8. Now, so we know how to do the calculation, so we can go home and do our own. But let's interpret. Now, if what you get is less than 18.5 kilograms per meter square, that person is underweight. That person is underweight. It also means the person is also not healthy. That you're underweight doesn't make you healthy. Then the normal is, if it is greater than 18.5 to 24.9, then you have normal weight. You are normal. Your weight is normal and does not have effect on your heart and other parts of your body. Now, if the value you got from your calculation is between 25 and 29.99, you are what? Overweight. So you are at risk for heart disease, lung disease, colon disease. We are not measuring weight. You volunteered your information. I are free. Let me know what's than you and what's than you. So now, if your your weight is between 30 and 34.99, you are what? Obesity class 1. So, Bradike, announce to you your obesity class 1. Mm-hmm. Huh? No, this one. Okay, no. Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah. Now, if by the time you do that, you know your own way to check, or anytime you do it, you can always use to assess yourself. You don't even need to get to the doctor. Now, if you check that, and what the value you get is between 35 and 39.99, your obesity class 2. Now, if you did that again, and what you got is greater than or equal to 40, you are obesity type 3, what we call morbid obesity. Morbid obesity. So, you can see that many of us here are obese. And we're at risk. We may not be morbidly obese, but we are obese. Unfortunately, in our culture is that when a man marries and starts adding weight, girl, of him,